Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another robot review on some brand new Robo Force figures. We're looking at the Nacelle company's Robo Force Wave 1, Maxx89, and Wrecker. I want to give a big thanks to Nacelle for sending out these samples to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from Nacelle, check them out. Link in the description below. I really like the packaging over here, and I gotta admit that, yeah, Robo Force is a little bit before my time, but the aesthetics right here are a bit familiar, and I'm excited to open these figures. They look dope already. They have very important toy written on the front. I love that. On the sides, you get their names with the numbers. It says Robo Force. On the back, you can see some beautiful artwork of each of the figures, or each of the characters anyway. There's a read-up over here for Maxx89. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. And then there's a read-up over there for Wrecker. If you want to read that one, go ahead and pause it right now. And then you have both characters right there at the bottom and the Nacelle logo. You get names again, and you get this nice gridded pattern right here up at the top. And then not much more at the bottom. You get some barcodes and some copyright stuff. So let's get to it and crack these things open. But first, if you're trying to get your Nacelle figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here are the figures out of the packaging, and I gotta say, I really like how these look, man. Fantastic sculpts, and I really dig the paint apps as well. Not a whole ton of accessories, but yeah, these look amazing. As you can see, looking at the feet, I did have to mod them a little bit. I'll get into that later on. Due to the nature of the design of these figures, they have suction cups at the bottom, which doesn't really work for my review station, but I was able to work it out. But anyway, let's get a closer look at each of these figures. We'll start with Max. So the sculpt and paint apps on these figures are just fantastic. I love how Maxx89 looks right over here with those emotive eyebrows, and you have some really clean orange paint for the eyes. Nice detailed sculpt on the top right here. You can see all those bolts sculpted in there, and I love the pearlescent white that we're seeing right here that also has a nice brown wash over it, looking really cool. I really dig it a lot. You can see we have 3 ports over here. We'll talk about that more in just a little bit, but we have some nice clean yellow paint apps right over here. And then you can see all the cables and stuff like that. Would have liked to have seen a little bit of silver mixed in here with the black paint for all these cables and everything. That would have been nice to see a little bit of variety right there. Really nicely sculpted though. And then you can see some of that wash over on the blue portions right here. And then you could have, or it's a black wash as opposed to the brown wash over the white portions of it. But yeah, really good, clean looking paint. Really like that. I am missing one accessory that's supposed to come over this hand right over here. This is a early review sample, but yeah, there's supposed to be like a clawed spiky thing right over here. And then you can see the blue paint apps look pretty solid right over there. I really like this gun a lot. Oh, this thing looks dope. And I love this gradient right here. It has the black going into like this copper color right here. It's very metallic looking. I really like it a lot. It looks like some heat staining and everything. Looks really cool. Nice details in it as well. Then here's the lower section of the figure, and yeah, due to the design of the original toys way back in the day, they had like one suction cup at the bottom, so you can clearly tell that they wanted to keep the suction cups on the figures. I wish they did some kind of interchangeable leg part where maybe you could pull this off right here and then, you know, put a more stable foot on it. But yeah, if you don't have like a flat glass surface or something like that, they're going to wobble around on you. So I've been taking these right here and just slapping them at the bottom, and they tend to work okay. They help me pose the figure around, so I can just go ahead and press on that, and you know, it sticks. So if you have something like this, you could go ahead and put that on there. I have a whole ton of these things, but yeah, nice looking sculpt. I do really like that. And there's looking at the back. Then you have these different accessories right over here, so you can attach one of these. And then you got another one of these right here with that nice baby blue paint. Really like that. I wish these had bendy wire in them. That would have been pretty cool and fun to play around with, you know, bending them all over the place. You have this beautiful gunmetal gray right over here with, again, that copper color heat staining, looking really cool. And then, yeah, you could go ahead and port them as you'd like. Some of the ports are a little bit cleaner to use than others. I get a port right over there, and got a port right over here, port right up here. This is the trickiest port right here. But yeah, you could get that in there. And there you go. And you can switch them up as you like. You know, they don't have to go into those specific ports. But yeah, I do like that. So you could change things up and kind of modify it as you'd like. So with all the accessories off here and showing off the articulation, you can turn the head side to side. It does wobble up and down, and it has a little bit of pivoting right there at the head. And then you have a shoulder joint that moves forward and back, or it's like a butterfly joint. It moves up and down. So you have a ball joint on the inside, ball joint in the shoulder right there that allows him to move his shoulders outward that much and inward. You could rotate a full 360. You do have a bicep swivel, and then you have a single jointed elbow, or it's a double jointed elbow, my bad, double jointed elbow that bends in a little bit more than 90 degrees. And then you have this port hand system right here where it just rotates side to side, but you can wiggle it a little bit right there. You do get a waist cut on Maxx89, and then the hips will move outward just that far. You can get them to kick forward very far and back, and then there is a bit of wobbling forward and back or pivoting right over there at the hip. And then you don't get a waist cut over here, but you do get single jointed knees, and it will meet at almost the 90-degree mark. Not quite there. And then that's it as far as articulation. I did try popping these out at one point, and it was pretty tricky to get them back in there, so I don't really recommend you guys try that. But yeah, if you're trying to get it to stand, it's just really tricky to balance. Then here's looking at Wrecker, and again, I really like these eyes right over here, and I really like the detailed sculpt on the face. You can see all these little panel lines and little tiny bolts, and I like the different color yellow and orange right over there. And then you can see some bolts and everything sculpted on the top of the head. And the black plastic has a little bit of this metallic sheen to it that I think looks really cool. And you can see all these circuits sculpted right over here. Nice clean deco right there for Wrecker. So that's all put on there. You don't have to put any stickers on yourself. And we have this nice wash going over the yellow sections of the figure. Again, great detailed sculpt over here. Looks incredible. I don't know who sculpted this, but oh man, I wish I got this guy to work on Street Humans. Yeah, really good looking sculpt right here, and that wash really helps make it pop. Here's looking at the claw. It does come with a bouquet of flowers as an accessory. I'm totally confused. Again, you know, Robo Force is a little bit before my time, so I'm not familiar with this, but I do know, based off of reading the bios on the back, that both Wrecker and Maxx89 are part of the same team of these like renegade cop robots that are going off to do the right thing. And yeah, so I don't know what the flowers are for. I really have no idea, but yeah, that looks pretty cool right there at the waist. Unfortunately, the way this is sculpted, you can't use the waist joint. It feels like it wants to move, but you have this curve right here blocking it from getting around, and I'll get into the articulation in a second. Then you have this whole spring system right here, which I wish you could push in, but yeah, you obviously can't. It's sculpted to look that way, but if we'd gotten like a little bit of silver paint right around the spring, that would have been pretty cool to see right there. And then looking at the side right there, it looks pretty cool. Again, that wash looks really good. So he's got that. This is more like a jackhammer. And then you can see how the legs look. Nice detailed tubes. Again, some silver over some of the tubes would have been cool, but really like how it looks for the most part. Could be just part of the color palette, you know what I mean? Just having the black and yellow theme throughout on the figure. And there's looking at your Wrecker butt, and you have all these other cables and wires and stuff going on in the back. You know, so some color variation right there would have been cool. I do like seeing the silver right over here. That's really awesome looking. So that's pretty sweet. And you just peg these in right over here on the back. And then you get the dingly real chain. Well, it's made out of plastic, but, you know, it works like a chain right here. And then you have these little effects, the purple blast effects right there looking pretty sweet. And then you have this hook right over here on this side. And then you have this whole system right over here. I wish we had articulation right over there, which I'll go over in just a little bit. But again, loving that black wash over the yellow. Looks dope. And then same deal with the feet. You know, they have the suction cups thing. So if you just put this on a shelf, it'll be easy. But my review station is just all fabric, and I don't have a surface that I can just throw on top of this thing. So I had to use these things to put them at the bottom. Wish we could articulate these arms right here. The head will move side to side. It will pivot a little bit. You have like a jaw right here that will move up and down. So that's pretty neat to see. And you can get them to look up and downward just a little bit right there. And then you have the same kind of armpit shoulder articulation where you can get the arms moving outward. We'll move forward and back a little bit, rotate a full 360. Then you have the bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbows that do meet at about the 90-degree mark, and then they do not rotate right over here. No waist joint. The hips will only move outward that far. It will move forward that much and back that much. A little bit of pivoting right there at the hip, and then no cut or anything at the knee. You do get double jointed knees that do meet the 90-degree mark right there, and then no other articulation. I still have this piece hanging from the bottom of it right there. It does help it stand. And by the way, you can get the knees bending backwards. That does help with the balancing. Oh yeah, Wrecker also has hand clamping action right over here. Forgot to mention the hand clamping action, so I'm glad that it has that for holding the flowers, which is still throwing me off. Like, why does he need flowers? I just don't get it. Now you can see with some balancing, I can get Max to stand up without any support right there on the feet. With Wrecker though, with it being so back heavy, it's not going to work out the same way, but they do stand at about the same height, and you can see they are standing at about 8.5 inches tall, or at least Max Steel is, yeah, about 8 to 8.5 inches tall. Then just for a couple of size comparisons, you can see the RoboForce figures next to an MP10 Optimus Prime, and then here's the two RoboForce figures next to the Toy Biz War Machine. And then here's the two figures next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Whoa, you guys look pretty cool. Well, way better than your older versions, unlike me, where I just still look like this. Hey, kudos, fist bump. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It all helps when you guys hit the subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and these two figures look dope. Again, I really love the sculpts of these, and I like the paint apps. The designs look really cool too. I mean, if you remember how the original RoboForce figures looked, they didn't look anywhere near as badass as these. So these are definite cool upgrades. I think they look great, and I really do think they are marketed for a specific audience. My biggest gripe is the suction cup feet. I wish they had some kind of way of swapping the bottom part of the legs or doing something with the suction cup feet. I get it, you know, the original toys had a suction cup at the bottom, but, you know, it just makes it harder to work with when you limit the number of surfaces that you could use the figures on. But if you could find some pieces of plastic to get at the bottom, or a big old sheet of glass or something to pose them on, or you could use them on a coffee table or a shelf, those work too. You'll be fine, you know, but as far as the review station goes, it's just kind of tricky. So I guess as long as you're not posing the figures on fabric, I guess you're going to be okay. But yeah, I think they look great. I like the articulation. I just wish they used bendy wire, you know, in some of the accessories, and maybe added some more joints on the arms for Wrecker. But for the most part, I think these are very cool. And at the price point of around $50 a piece, I'm going to give them a Sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Whatnot. Later this month, we're giving away a Robo and Optimus Prime, so stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face,